Hi, welcome to Family Sense. Family Sense is dedicated to equipping every man, every woman, every husband, every wife with practical wisdom on family and marriage, especially in these toughest times. This is a production of No Regrets Communication, a division of Hope Education Network. Should you have any questions or need any information, please feel free to contact us on 0772 518 554. You can also contact us on 0754 734 738. You can also email us on noregrets@counselor.com. Right now, join in for insights from today's session. God bless you.
Give an account. What you are thinking, what you have done, what you have spoken, and the effect of what you are doing. But you see, when we read some of these things, we read to complete. I need to get a memory verse today. What memory verse should I? Okay, now you give the memory verse from here. What's going to happen? You will forget this memory verse in 2 minutes. But it's meant to be a what? What was the name of that? I want to memorize this verse here. Therefore, see, since I myself have carefully investigated Theophilus, what was the name of that guy, Theophilus? That's the way. Is your what? What name is that? We have already forgotten. It's not merely memory. Seeing the principle and how it works in life is extremely important. That's what we're doing here. So when you are giving a report, why am I doing this report? What is the set of information I am having? Is it correct? Is it complete? Is it clear? Make it as simple as what? Possible. Simple to read and easy to use for decision what? Making. That's very important. It's not merely reporting in requirements of you getting a TIN number or this is what the company registry requires to submit documents for whatever in requirements for fulfillment of the requirements of a loan, of getting a loan. We only do records because we have been asked. I want to get a loan. Hello? Those things, that is not a healthy attitude. So, this accountability, just as we said earlier, Mrs. Kayondo said it, it helps us to learn to maintain what? Goodness. And number 2, to do what? To function better, to work better, to improve what we have. And whether you know it or not, there is so much record of you which you don't even know about. If you doubt that, you ask Google. It knows you much more than you even know yourself. It reads your patterns. But you know how? They are advertisers. That's how they make their money. And how do they advertise? Just by reading your patterns in those Gmails, in those things. This social media is not free of charge. You actually the guy they are selling. I'm not saying stop using them. I'm only saying they read the records of how you are posting, the kinds of words you post in there, you write in there. They read your emails. Not that they sit to read. They just have machines enough to read the content of your emails. And then I saw that he normally writes God 50 times in one email. Now, then he writes Jesus 100 times. So he said, this one, if we suggest Jesus here, there is this hero song, oh, Jesus. That's what they do. And that's their business. Keeping what? An account of your words. And you don't even have an account of your own words. That's their business. They read your patterns, then they suggest that. Hello? You scared? My intent is not to scare you, but to alert you that please keep an account. Why? I also use WhatsApp and everything, and I'm aware they are doing that. They monitor your search. They do this. If you keep searching pornography, they keep suggesting. There is even this post here. There is even this one. You can never run out. If you're looking for business, there is a business seminar here. In New York, they even suggest for you in China. Why are you not thinking of going? Those things. That is accountability. Okay? So accountability, monitor the volume of work done. Here we are dealing with the system of work. It helps you to monitor the volume of work done. It also helps you to assess the quality of the work you are doing. Is it truly good or it is not? How am I doing? Is this enough that I am doing? If you don't monitor the volume of work you are doing, believe me, you will either end up underworking or overworking. You will not know how much is enough work. You'll just be hungry to work, and you will tear yourself into pieces, and you end up a stressed person and actually useless again. And if you are jobbed somewhere, they will even begin to realize your output is not good. And then what next? They will sack you from the job. If it is your own business, you will actually end up losing what? Your mind. And you will become useless even to your customers. Are you there? But anyway, these things happen there in the Mars where I live, not here on Earth. For here on Earth, there are no stressed people. Not even in this room. Okay, if they are on Earth, not in this room. Yeah. So, monitor the volume of work you are doing. Monitor the quality of work you are doing. And then assess the effect of the volume and quality of work. Both work done and then two, work not done. Sometimes the effect of what we have not done can destroy us today, and we don't realize its effect. If you want to see the effect of work not done, you tell all the farmers to stop farming food today. But you will not see its effect today. When will you see it? You will see it in January. Then we say prices have gone so up. Now we have to import food. Now there is no food. These days, a kilo of maize flies, how much? 20,000? Can it go even up to 20,000 or not? It can. Depending on what people are doing. Altogether. Whether you do work or you don't do work, it has an effect. So you check yourself. I might not be doing the things I'm meant to be doing today. They will affect me tomorrow, whether you want it or I don't want it. There is nothing that has no effect. It always has an effect. Do it well, it has an effect. Do it poorly, it has an effect. Don't do it, it has an effect. Without accountability, you won't know. You will find yourself in a situation such as this. Let me read Proverbs 19. What does it say? Verse 1, up to verse 4. Let me tell you something. I have the ability to write proposals to get funding. And then I generate $1 million even in 6 months. And actually, by the way, I can even do some photography here, some what? Some videoing. And say, you see, these people here came from poor what? Communities. And you saw, but these people, we are equipping them for, you see me there doing what? Standing before them doing, you see? And you understand? Can I use you as guinea pigs to get what I want? I can. But be sure if that's not what I'm doing here. Why are those cameras there? What are they there for? Then why are they? If we are talking to ourselves, then why are they there? I might be giving accountability for some hidden funding here, right? So you had better watch. You might be one of the victims of my schemes. You understand? Okay. But anyway, we have refused to do that. Even the temptation is big. And it's not lack of the ability to convince, but because there was a cause. The Lord even wanted us to go through what appears to be very hard moments, but to be trained enough and be solid enough, unshakable. And actually, many of these lessons we are sharing are lessons of real life. When you learn the lesson, next he sends you somebody who needs that lesson. How together? We have not marketed ourselves in terms of beating up a nice profile. When people ask for, please send us your profile, I say, we don't even have a profile. I'm sorry. Who told you we could be able to do these things you are asking us to do? Let him be the one to speak. We are not even sure if we can do it. Now, that is a funny way of doing business, isn't it? And the word, it is fun and strange. I say, okay, what can you do? You say, what do you want to do? This. Okay. We can try. Who else have you served? You say, to us, whenever we are doing these things, we actually take every what? Challenge as it is. We don't say we did this so well. This one you want us to ask. We take it on as a what? A new challenge. We can't rely on the things we did yesterday to serve you here. Otherwise, we shall get those other things, try to fit them here, and they won't fit. Now, I'm not saying that's how you should do business, but we've got to a level of grace that we do what? We are able to say that. And with confidence. Then we don't say, we cannot serve you. We are not in position to do what? Oh, you want it in 2 weeks? No. There are people who can do it in 2 weeks. For us, we can do that work probably in 5 weeks. If you feel 5 weeks will not be delaying you, please feel free. We can serve. If you feel you really need it so badly, we are sorry. What brought us to Kampala? Isn't it to make money? Where will we get money for ministry to those things? Those pressures are normal. But let me tell you something. Because of the responsibility we carry, minding very well every bit involved in the work we are doing and the cost of doing it, we are able to know how much it costs us per minute of work. Per what? It is reduced to that. Mr. Oker, did you get into the per minute now? Yeah, even Mr. Okero. But let me tell you, you are an accountant, with papers. Isn't it? With papers. And you studied for how many years? Many years, eh? I don't have a single certification in that. Not at all. But the grace, a choice to refer to the financial what? It makes a very big difference. It makes a very big what? Difference. It's so real. This is the business manual. We've done some serious consulting for some companies here. We're not at liberty to just talk about those things because they don't help. Most importantly, just judge for yourself whether it's truthful or not truthful, whatever we are talking about here. Be the judge. And you don't have even to accept what we are talking about here. You can choose to ignore it. Nobody is compelled to do so. But my strong recommendation, pass through it. And you'll see for yourself as you move by and walk diligently with it. I can go on and on. But the portion Mrs. gave me to talk about was just a very little like this. Out together. And Mr. Okero, please, don't even try to say, you see, but Mr. Mwes, no. Have you ever come to meet us with me alone? No. Whom have you met with me? Mrs. Ikayon. And you assume we are the ones doing. Do you know who types those things? You've not met. So do you realize people behind there are doing a lot more than... Do you know who printed it? So what is the standard? Teamwork. There is a lot more. There are many more what? People involved in any small piece of work. But just follow the piece and see how best it can be done. That's how things, this world, God wired us so much. Do you even know the person who made that pen, which you are using to write? Is he participating with you in what you are taking on here or not? Do you see how God networked us all over the world? We had better look at things in their full picture.
Remember that you're engaged in a family sense gathering, which is dedicated to equipping every man, every woman, every husband, every wife with practical wisdom on family and marriage. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Do you even know the person who made that pen, which you are using to write? Is he participating with you in what you are taking on here or not? Do you see how God networked us all over the world? We had better look at things in their full picture. Then we shall be humble enough to appreciate the goodness of the Lord. A single sheet of paper we have spent almost an hour trying to study what is right there. We are doing it purely as educators, notes. That's how educators' notes are what? Are written. But then the learner or the student or whoever is consuming should go deeper and find more clearly, create a unique environment for themselves to apply those. What we are doing is giving what? Principles. And there is more to it. There is more to it. And that's now why in unique situations, we handle uniquely. The principles are standardized by our Creator. Then each one applies them in the unique situation in which they are. And now that I've been doing some work, I want to encourage you to listen to Mrs. Kayo. God bless you.
God bless you, Mr. Mwesigwa. Thank you very much. He's actually done all of the work. I'm now here to summarize. Remember, we said that owning up, that accountability is actually owning up to the state of matters that is arising from our thoughts, our words, and our actions. Whereas we are saying things start from the thoughts, think, it reflects in our words, and it reflects in our actions. And then that affects the environment around us. It affects the things around us. And if we will go back to work, if I can bring this up in the line of what we are saying, work. And we are saying that work are actions done to meet a need, So you observe that there is a need. And in your head, you begin thinking, I would like to meet this need. There is a gap here. I would like to meet this need in this way or the other way. Or there may even be 10 other people around you meeting this need. But I will be different because of A, B, and C. And so you take these thoughts and put them in words. Isn't that, what people then call their plan? What they then say is our business plan or my plan of how to do. So you start bringing that thought into words. We start defining. You start writing. I want to meet this particular need. All right? How do I want to meet this need? I want to meet this need in these ways, A, B, and C. Oh, to what extent am I going to meet this need? Who am I serving? How am I serving them? How many or how much? And there. So we are defining, we are beginning to describe the work that we are going to do. Oh, so after that, you then say, how will I do it? I will take steps A, B, and C. So you are arranging your tasks in order for me to meet this need to this extent that I want to. For this number of people, I will do A, B, and C. I will take these actions. So we start defining our tasks. We start sequencing them. Which task comes first? Which task comes next? Which one follows which, and what is the timing? So we are arranging our tasks. And then from there, what do I need to meet all these tasks? We give account. And then, who do I need? And so we get to accountability, giving account. Do you know that you cannot give account without going through the other process? And then we said it requires continuous check. So you define what you're going to do, you plan for it, and you begin implementing. Then as you do, you're also observing and keeping a record. Without doing that, it is impossible to actually give account. It is actually impossible to own up to what we are doing. So what are the benefits? The benefits of giving of accountability is it helps us determine the quantity of work done. Having defined it, you can go back and say, how much work have we done of what we said to do? Do you realize how difficult it is if you didn't document somewhere what is it that you wanted to do and how much of it? Okay? So quantity of work done. And there you can also tell, what haven't we done out of the things we said that we would do? What haven't we done? And then, how well have we done what we said to do? What is the quality of what we have done so far? Why is all this important? It helps us determine how the quantity of work and its quality can be improved. Remember, we said the purpose: maintain good and also do better. Learn how to do better. So how does that happen? You will see which of those steps you've taken are necessary to keep doing. Or what is it that we missed that we should actually start doing? And of course, if you haven't been keeping a record, you will not know. So what is it that we need to start doing? And what is a waste of time? Of what we are doing, what is actually not necessary? Perhaps we are repeating ourselves. Maybe we planned too wide for the people we are serving, it's too much. So what do we need to eliminate for now? What do we need to stop doing? If you have not been keeping a record, you haven't been observing, watching, it is difficult to be able to determine these things. So we avoid what is unnecessary and see what was not done, what was left out. That is the benefit of doing accountability. You will not know what is good, you will not know what to improve, what to stop doing without keeping clear record of your work. Okay? So, we are saying, what are the benefits? Remember, we said deploy resources to function. We want to know, how have the resources been used to do the work? What volume of materials have we used to do each task, to deliver each task? What amount of resources did we use? And how much did it actually cost? Was it more than we planned, we foresaw? Is it less? So if you didn't, remember that's where we said deploy resources to function. For each task, what resources do you need to do it? If you don't have that well thought through and well written down in the first place, how will you, and then as you implement, you're actually noting, how much have we used? How much have we used? How much have we used? You will not be able to get this information. What volume of materials have we used? And their cost. I'm one of the people who heard from Mr. Mweswasam and Mrs. Mweswa some time back about recording how much you're spending each day. Keeping an account of your spending. And it sounds easy, but it's not. Sometimes it is Wednesday and you're like, I didn't write for Monday, I didn't write. So you go back and, so I'm doing it. And I can show you the whole September, I can show you the whole October, I can show you. But it is not easy. Now, I asked my son yesterday, one was just completed P7, to enter for me our expenditure. And he scrolled down and said, Mommy, you mean we've spent all this money already in November, in these 2 weeks? And he said, yes. And I thought it is good for you to what? When you start saying, Mommy this, Mommy that, but sometimes you say, that is not in the plan. That we need, maybe we'll do that next time. We don't have money for that at the moment. People say, for us, we are the ones who don't get this. I realized it is good for you to see it and actually think about it. Volume of materials and their cost. And then volume of time used. How much time are we actually using? Are we using what we planned? Are we actually using more than we planned? Less than we planned? Okay? How much money? What is the volume of money we have used? And what has come out? Volume of resources generation. When we have deployed all these, what kind of resources have come out? Have we gained as a result? and each home and each visionary needs to actually keep an eye on this. If you don't, you really don't know if you're going right or if you're going wrong. Whether it's a church, whether it's a church, whatever it is. And two, why is this important? It helps us know how use of resources can be improved. Keep necessary resources. What is necessary? Keep using. Where more is needed, add. But based on a clear judgment from the facts, from your records. Sometimes we imagine these things. To fight Ebola, we need more money. Why? How much more money? To do what? I remember seeing when the minister went to speak to the people in Mubende, the first question, we need more money. You have not facilitated us. But exactly to do what? Starting from what you've been given. This more that you need, what is it exactly for? And without this proper record, we will just keep guessing these figures and saying that whatever is not done, it was because the money was not enough. But how then do you even know what is enough? Without a plan, observing, recording. Okay? Eliminate unnecessary resources. We begin to even see where there is waste. I think here we are using, not even I think, from the records we see that we are using too much of this. We are actually wasteful here. Therefore, we can use less of it. Avoid unnecessary resources. What is not useful to use, remove it. And then, so what was not used, where is the balance? Where else can we deploy it? Where else can we deploy it? Without these records, again, we live in a state of waste and a state of blaming what is not done because of resources. I remember a discussion that if a husband somewhere gives a wife the money they called it kameza, and she goes out and does what it was meant to do. Then they were talking about the balance. So what happens to the balance? She can do whatever she wants because that is balance, And then tomorrow if someone comes back and says, but we need this. But you see, yesterday there was a balance that no one knows exactly where it. And then we start accusing each other, you're mean, you're wasteful, But, is it a balance for just, what is that balance for? Resources not used, Balance of resources, where else can we deploy them usefully?
Family Sense is on a mission of teaching God's truth for reforming marriages and building families throughout the nation. Stability of our nation can only be realized with well-founded families and marriages. We therefore invite you to engage in Family Sense gatherings. Should you have any questions or need specific assistance, please feel free to contact us on 0772 518 554 or 0754 73 4738. You can also email us on noregrets@counselor.com. God bless you. We look forward to seeing you next time.